I'm going to share with you a simple 4-step process for how you can create the perfect digital marketing strategy for your business. Now, what I can't do is give you an exact strategy because digital marketing, it just doesn't work that way. What works for one business might not work for another business, even if they're targeting the exact same customers. And this is because we have to factor in different budgets, different margins, and what you physically have the time to do within your business. Not to mention things like your unique personality and your USP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a simple framework that will help you produce an outstanding marketing strategy. And if you follow this simple 4-step process, you have a great yearly strategy at the end of it. Now, first I'll give you an overview of each of the 4 steps. Then I'm going to go into detail on each step. So make sure you hang around because the devil is always in the detail. So the first step is to ask yourself what you're going to stop doing. Elon Musk says that achieving success relies on reducing unnecessary costs, and that is what this step is all about. There will be marketing activities that you're engaging with right now that aren't producing you an ROI, and you need to understand what these are, and you need to stop doing them quicker than a cat bolts from a cucumber. Now, later on, I'm going to show you exactly how to identify these activities. Now, the second step is to consider what is working, what you are doing right now that is almost certainly working really well and delivering a really good return on investment. Now, these will generally be marketing channels that if you suddenly lost them, it would really hurt your business more than a competitor leaking the company group chat. If you couldn't think of life without these particular marketing channels, like you couldn't live without your morning coffee or your phone, then you know exactly how crucial they are to your business, and you need to protect and improve those channels first. The third step is all about goal setting. Vague goals are the enemy of progress, so you need to get super specific here. First, we've got to benchmark what you're achieving right now, and then set some big, fat, and audacious goals to achieve over the course of this plan. This way, we understand where we are and where we want to be. We just need the middle bit, which is the plan about how you get there. Which brings us on to step 4, which is all about planning. Now, this will take the most time because it's where you're going to plan out exactly what you're going to do to achieve your big, fat, audacious goals, and importantly, with various benchmarks along the way. In this step, it's vital to be really realistic about what your business has the time, the capacity, and the budget to achieve. Now, it's also important to be granular about how we plan each step, who we assign responsibility to, how we hold everyone accountable for that activity. So let's get into the details of step 1. So what can you stop doing right now? Now, we have a client who was spending £30,000 a year on print advertising, yes, like it was 1993 again, and they had nothing in place to understand the return on investment from that activity. Now, we went through this process with them, and they decided to completely cut this £30,000 cost and reallocate that budget into other marketing channels. But if they were more cautious, what they could have done first is analyzed that performance of that spend, and then they could have decided to either reduce or cut it or keep it after that analysis. But it turns out after turning this £30,000 off, they noticed no difference in lead generation. So it was wasted spend. Now ask yourself, what activity are you conducting that you're not 100% positive is achieving a good return on investment? Once you have a definitive list, you have a couple of options. First is to complete some cost-benefit analysis of that channel before deciding what to do, or just take a small risk and stop the activity completely. Now, many businesses that we work with are running digital advertising, but they haven't set up proper conversion tracking, so they can't see what difference the advertising is actually making to their business. Now, what they can tell you is the amount they're spending and how many impressions they're getting, but not how much revenue it's achieving. And this is the crucial factor that you need to determine. Now, if that sounds like you, get your tracking sorted and spend a few months measuring return on investment before you decide to cut any of these advertising channels. So next up is step 2. What is already working? Now, businesses generally understand what's working really well because the thought of losing these channels was going to fill you with dread. However, you might not fully understand the return on investment from those channels, so you can set some actions in the planning section to also conduct a cost-benefit analysis of these channels too, because these channels might be ones that are scalable. So if you're spending $30,000 on print advertising with no provable return on investment, but then £10,000 on Google Ads, and you know the Google Ads are delivering a 10x return on investment, then it makes perfect sense to tip some or all of that £30,000 budget into your Google Ads strategy and attempt to scale it. I must stress, pausing for dramatic effect, you can't make important strategic decisions unless you understand your data. Step 3 is all about your goals. Now, I have a 3-step process to goal setting for marketing strategies. The first is to understand your business goals, because your marketing goals are only ever really in support of your business goals. Next is set your marketing goals, and we like to set a goal of what good looks like and what excellent looks like. Excellent being your big, fat, audacious goal. Then you analyze your goal throughout the year and you can benchmark your progress against what good looks like and what excellent looks like. Having a good and an excellent goal gives you the excellent side of things to really shoot for. That's what you're going to be punching for throughout the year. But you also need to know what good looks like, and that is anything less than good would make that channel not worthwhile to your business. So a client of ours, they set a cost per acquisition a maximum of £15. That's what good looks like. If they can achieve a sale for £15, and we have another client with lead generation, they set a good target of £20 cost per lead. If they can achieve that, then they're happy. Now, obviously they want to shoot for their excellent goal, but they know what good looks like as well. And that's a really important definition to have both those goals set. Goals could include things like increasing search visibility by 40%, drive down lead cost by 20%, or increase lead generation by 90%. Now, make sure that your goals are SMART. It's pretty common sense stuff. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. It's really key to be specific here and follow this SMART format. And finally, the most important part is going to be how you actually plan all of this out. For us, the most important part of this is accountability. You can give specific people accountability for certain goals or activities. Then you must review their progress and ensure they're doing exactly what they're saying they're doing and what actions have been set. Don't go to all the effort of creating this strategy only for it to sit in some dusty old file somewhere, never to see the light of day again. This strategy should make a difference to your business. We then like to break down goals into chunks. For example, one goal might be to trial generating leads on Facebook with the goal of generating a lower cost per lead than you currently achieve on Google. You can then chunk this down into finding a suitable agency or freelancer to run your ads. Number 2, create and provide a brief for the agency. Number 3, create fantastic suite of creatives. Run your initial campaigns, review the performance, improve the performance, and then you can benchmark checks at months 2, 4, and 6 after launch. If your good goal hasn't been achieved by month 4, perhaps this strategy isn't a good one for you. And this way, you can calculate the minimum spend of this strategy, which helps with your budgeting. Now, if you know that this strategy will run for at least 4 months, let's say you're going to commit £1,000 a month, and you know as a minimum you will spend £4,000 on this trial. Then if you know the average cost of converted lead produces say £2,000 worth of profit, this strategy will break even if it just produces 2 leads. That's what good looks like. Make sure each individual action has someone assigned to it and a completion date for accountability. This is the process for each individual goal. Break it down into small achievable chunks, assign responsibility for those actions with clear deadlines. Schedule it all in to shared calendars and have routine benchmarking meetings to review your progress. By taking these small planned steps towards achieving your goal, you should slowly move towards your overarching marketing objectives. Everything you do is to take you from A to B, which will be in support of your overarching business objectives. Now, if you have any questions about that, please do drop them in the comments. Ask anything you like. We will try and respond within 24 hours. I really hope that helps. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.